Well, if you think that air pollution in the Indo-Gangetic Plain, particularly northern India, is actually a winter problem, it isn't. It is a problem throughout the year, which only gets aggravated during this time of the year, which is the run-up to winters, essentially, starting October. Let's now consider two areas particularly. A, we're taking into account one city in Punjab, that's Amritsar. The second city that we're taking into account is Delhi city, which of course is the national capital. First, let's take a look at what really happens in Punjab in Amritsar. Here's the data. From 2019, 208 is the AQI, which of course is in the poor category. It then improves marginally in the year 2020. Look at the pandemic year of 2021. 2020 and 2021 is the time when we see a dip at 36. It then again surges to 246 in 2022, again in the very poor category zone. And of course, 2023 is at 126. So that's how the AQI is in the city of Amritsar, considered one of the most polluted cities in India. What about the national capital? What about Delhi city, which always is in news for these reasons of having filthy air that we all have to in fact breathe year after year? Let's take a look at Delhi. AQI at 284. 25th of October 2019, noticeable change again in the pandemic year at 82, but the AQI the other years in fact continues to be in the very poor, sometimes even in the severe category. 2022 302, 2023 at 243, though there has been a dip in farm fires, but there is marginal improvement as far as the AQI is concerned. Delhi's air is still in the poor category. This is no less than a health emergency. It's almost assuming epidemic proportions. People living not just in Delhi but also the national capital region and towns and cities of the Indo-Gangetic Plain battle air pollution. Now, it is not like COVID, which hit us from nowhere. It is rather shameful that we know about the problem, we know about the sources of air pollution, and we are not able to find a long-term solution. But what are the kind of adverse effects on health of people who are already vulnerable? Take a look. Air pollution is a silent killer. Pollutants travel to your arteries, brain, kill you slowly. In many, the impact is almost immediate and visible. Airborne particles found in haze, smoke and airborne dust present serious air quality problems. People with asthma are at a greater risk from breathing in small particles. Like in the case of Nitin Rawat, who suffers each time the air quality plummets.
मुझे 5-6 सालों से अस्थमा है, तो खांसी का बढ़ जाना, मेरी सांस में फूलना और जुखाम, आँखों से पानी आना, आँखों में जलन होना, तो ये सारी चीज़ें मुझे बहुत परेशान करती हैं.
Doctors say there is a direct link. Hundreds of patients have pulmonary disorders, impaired lung function, worsened asthma. Stepping out of the house is akin to going to a battlefield when the air quality is poor.
In the last 2 weeks, if I say, definitely there has been an increase in the patients who are suffering from breathing related issues. If you talk about the numbers, I would say around 30 to 40% of our OPD has increased, especially with the patients who are coming to us with breathing issues in these last 2 weeks. If somebody is having asthma, they are coming with complaints of worsening of their shortness of breath, they are having cough, they are having fever. And if those who are old, having COPD or any interstitial lung disease, they are coming with the acute worsening of their underlying lung disease.
He is vulnerable to air pollution. His parents are already worried about the aggravated bronchitis he suffers from. Air pollution makes it worse.
I have a 4-year-old son. He's facing the problem of itchiness, redness in the eye, constant wheezing, coughing, and breathlessness. So, and this is the problem that he's been facing constantly for past 3-4 years now, since we stay in this beautiful area called the Greater Noida West, which is full of construction all the time. The government has taken no initiative to help us. So we're like almost living on a site which is like a chimney.
Abhinandan is one amongst the many children in Delhi suffering because of the abject failure of the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi and Punjab and BJP governments in Haryana and UP to keep the air in the region clean. There are several other sources of air pollution. Household exposures to dust mites and cockroach allergens and the irritant effects of environmental tobacco smoke contribute significantly to asthma morbidity.
For indoor air pollution, I would say that if we can afford, we should use air purifier, because that is at least causing the decrease in the AQI, at least in the indoor air. Obviously, it won't affect your outdoor air pollution exposure, but at least the indoor air pollution exposure can be reduced with the use of an air purifier. And then for those outdoor air pollutions, for the patients who are suffering from chronic respiratory illness, I would suggest them not to go out early in the morning or late in the night, because that is the time when the AQI is at its peak. And for those who are normal without any chronic respiratory illness, they should not do any strenuous activity during early morning as well as during late night.
Understanding the source of air pollution is the key. There is a lot that we can do to curb air pollution. The need is to do it now, so that living in Delhi NCR is easier for patients like Nitin and Abhinandan. With Simranjeet Kaur Renu, Sneha Mordani in Delhi for India Today.